The sun hung lazily over the rust-colored rooftops of Enugu, its heat wrapping the city in a dry, relentless hug. Isioma moved through the narrow street corners, her feet barely making a sound on the dusty road. A basket of ripe oranges rested on her head, balanced like a crown she never asked for. Her soft voice, laced with both melody and exhaustion, called out, "Sweet oranges! Come buy sweet oranges!" But most passers-by didn't look her way. They were too busy, too hardened, or too burdened to care about a 17-year-old girl trying to make a living. It hadn't always been like this. Just a year ago, Isioma's parents had been alive, her mother's laugh echoing in their small home, and her father's steady hands fixing anything that broke. But then came the crash, metal crunching, glass shattering, and in an instant, her world went silent. Now it was just her and her little brother Chuka, who waited back home with hungry eyes and a stomach that rarely knew fullness. Selling oranges had become her lifeline, even if the fruit couldn't sweeten the bitterness of her grief. Prince Emeka hated royal duties, especially those that required leaving his estate's tall marble gates. The heir to the Udi kingdom sat in the back seat of a black-tinted SUV, scrolling through messages on his phone. His father had insisted he attend the local business fair as a gesture of connection with the people. He had agreed, half-heartedly. Royal life was gilded but lonely. Everything was scripted, smiles, appearances, even his future marriage. The SUV slowed to a crawl near the bustling markets of Enugu. His driver tapped the brakes suddenly, jarring Emeka's thoughts. Out of nowhere, a barefoot girl approached the window with a basket balanced effortlessly on her head. "Sir, buy sweet oranges, very sweet." Her eyes locked with his for just a moment, big, dark, and filled with quiet defiance. On impulse, he rolled down the window and reached for an orange. Her hand brushed his lightly. Something in that small contact, simple, fleeting, stirred something unexpected in his chest. Isioma didn't recognize him. To her, he was just another customer in a big black car. But his cologne lingered long after he had driven off, and so did the feeling that something had changed. Maybe it was the way he had looked at her, not with pity, but curiosity. She shook her head, scolding herself. There was no time for fantasy. She still had half a basket left, and Chuka needed gari for dinner. Back at the apartment, she peeled 2 oranges and gave the bigger one to her brother. "You eat first," she whispered, watching him devour it. He looked up and smiled, juice running down his chin. That smile made all the walking, all the sunburn, and all the hunger worth it. As night fell, Isioma sat by the open window, staring at the moon. She didn't know the man in the SUV had gone home, still thinking about the taste of her orange and the girl who had handed it to him like it was magic. Emeka stood on the palace balcony, the wind toying with his robes. He stared out at the city lights with a strange ache in his chest. That girl, the orange seller, kept drifting into his thoughts. Not for her beauty, though she had it, but for the sincerity in her eyes. She wasn't like the girls paraded before him at events, all trained smiles and painted laughter. No, she was real. His advisor, Chief Obiakor, interrupted his thoughts with a gentle cough. "Your Highness, the council insists you begin discussions with Princess Adana of Onitsha." Emeka sighed. Politics, unions, alliances. Marriage was not about love in his world. It was about bloodlines and tradition. He nodded, but his mind was far away. "Get me information on the orange sellers in Enugu," he said, casually, trying to sound indifferent. Chief Obiakor blinked. "The orange sellers?" Emeka nodded, this time with purpose. "Yes, I want to know who they are." The next day, Isioma walked the same route, unaware her life was about to shift again. She spotted the same black SUV parked down the road, but thought nothing of it, until a man in a traditional red cap approached her, accompanied by 2 guards. "Are you Isioma, the orange seller?" he asked. Her heart jumped into her throat. "Yes, why?" she stammered. "You're invited to deliver fruit to the palace," he said calmly, offering a card embossed with gold lettering. Her hands trembled as she took the card. The guards were polite, but people around were beginning to stare. She felt exposed, confused, and a little afraid. Delivered to the palace? Why her? As they walked away, she looked at the card again, her fingers brushing the seal of the royal house. Behind her, whispers grew, some in awe, others in jealousy. She clutched her basket tighter, not knowing that this was the beginning of a love story her ancestors would never have dared to dream.